Hey, I want to talk today about perspective. Do you ever notice that two people can be looking at the exact same thing and having a totally different experience depending on a few things? Where they are in their mindset, in their emotional state, in the angle that they're looking at it, right? And so it's funny how certain things will hit us, even if we watch a movie, right? We can watch a movie on a day where we feel lighthearted, we have a group of people and we're hanging out with friends, and it's just fun and playful, and we have a great memory of it. Or we can watch a movie another time and have a whole different experience, think it's there's nothing good about it. Perspective is amazing. Look at the way we can look at ourselves. I try not to look at my videos, right? Or I would never post them. But if you look at some of them and you see me down like this, it's like, oh my goodness, I look like I'm just one big set of boobs. And then you look at me this way and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, no, that's not the case. It depends on how you view things. The key is to not be so rigid in our beliefs, to not have to hold on to a position. I notice that when I talk to people, I try never to bring up politics, but if it does come up, what I like to do is just ask what makes you feel that way, rather than even talking about my feelings or opinion, because I don't buy into the whole, I don't even want to go into it. But I just ask, what about it bothers you so much? Or what about it drives you so much? So I understand more about the person and where they are with it versus putting people or things in a category. 9 out of 10 times we agree, and you get to understand more of what's going on inside the person. What drives them? Is it fear? Is it a sense of not feeling safe? Is it a sense of wanting to stand up for? Who knows, right? This is not about politics. This is about perspective. And the way it makes me feel empowered, I'm just going to put you in a stand so I can talk easier. The way it makes me feel empowered is to want to understand the person in front of me, no matter what. I mean, maybe I won't change my perspective, but, well, it's not, maybe I won't change my opinion or beliefs, but I will shift my perspective to understand better. A funny story, years ago, we used to go to, my good friends and I would go to this small pub nearby and just have a few drinks on a Friday night and all hang out. And the next day, my really good friend's husband offered to take care of my children while I was going on a job interview. So this is 30 years ago. And so that the night that we went to the pub, my friend's mom had showed up and hung out for a little bit, which was a little surprising, but I thought that was cool. And her name is Helen. And so the next day, I go to their house and my friend is sleeping because she stayed out too late. And I see someone sleeping facing in on the couch. And I said, "Oh, who slept over?" And my friend Steve said, "Helen." And I was like, what? Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, her mom lives about as far away from the pub as we do, and her mom is not the type that would like drink too much and need to sleep over someone's house. Like, if she went and met us, which was a surprise to begin with, she probably had a glass of wine, maybe. So I just didn't understand why she would be like face in on the couch at like 11 o'clock in the morning and looking like she's sleeping it off. So I'm like, wait, what? No, she didn't. And he's like, why do you have a problem? And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's Helen? And he is saying Ellen. So my friend has a friend named Ellen, and I'm hearing Helen and he's saying Ellen. So I just keep pushing the issue like, wait a minute, you are kidding me right now. You're telling me that Helen slept over here. And he's like, yeah, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, are you jealous? And I'm like, no, I'm not jealous. I don't care, but I don't understand why Helen would sleep over. So we just kept going, Ellen, Helen, Helen, Ellen, not realizing that we're talking about two totally different people, two totally different situations. And when we finally realized it, I swear it was probably 10 or 15 minutes of going back and forth. We laughed so hard because imagine this young woman in her late 20s versus a woman in her 50s coming to sleep over and be like, you know, sleeping one off late morning. That was just so funny to me. So I just say that misunderstandings happen all the time. And for me, I really try to look at it light. If someone is saying something that I don't agree with or that I see differently, I try not to get too crazy about it, because most of the time I find out that there's something I'm just not seeing. And so I don't want to come across as like I'm right. Like it just causes, you know, struggle and disharmony between, and it's just, I just don't want to be that way. I don't need to be that way anymore. I realize that I'm always in my power when I have the ability to shift my perspective without letting it take over and lose who I am. I don't have to lose who I am. And when I'm frustrated and when I'm mean to people and when I'm short and when I'm trying to prove something, that's not who I want to be. That it just isn't. I want to always come from that place of love, because that's where my power is. My power is being the best version of myself. Who cares? If you don't agree with anything I say, let's chat about it. That's fine. And I'm open to learning a new perspective. My goal is to focus on how I can get to joy, peace, and freedom as quickly as possible. And that's what I'm here to help people with. Not because I know it all. I don't. I just have a passion for helping people and moving them from struggle to feeling amazing. And I just thought I'd share that today. So when you feel triggered inside, shift your perspective. Ask questions, not why are you doing that, but more like, hey, what makes you see it that way? Share what's going on, share what comes up for you. Have an amazing day, and repost if this speaks to you. Like it, comment. That's very helpful for me. Have an amazing day. Bye.